Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Chris and I'm here with Greg and Kyle from Heroes Beacon. So today we're going to be discussing the next Magic the Gathering set, Aetherdrift, which releases on February 7th. So what is Aetherdrift all about? What's the theme? What's the planes? What's going on? Greg, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so Aetherdrift is essentially a big race between planes. I believe Kaladesh, whose new name is Kyle. Do you recall what the new name for Kaladesh is?
Ishkar. Ishkar is the new name for Kaladesh.
Yeah, so Vishkar, um, and two other planes that for some reason have slipped my mind. But essentially it's a death race kind of set. So it's Mad Max, it's Death Race, it's essentially what you'd expect. A bunch of car themed cards, driving themed cards, and a lot of fun.
Okay. Um, so is this a standard legal set?
It is. So this is standard legal. So those cards will be playable in standard and pretty much any other format that there would be legal in.
So, again, we always have lots of treatments for the cards. Kyle, what are we getting? What treats are we getting out of Aetherdrift as far as card treatments?
Yeah, so I mean, there's all sorts of different treatments to find in Aetherdrift packs and Aetherdrift collector boosters. Almost so many that I'm having trouble keeping track of them all. So we've got our showcase, which is absolutely wild this time around. Some of the craziest art I've ever seen that outside of a secret layer. In fact, most of the showcase look like secret layer cards at this point. Then we've got our borderless, which are, we're getting into a totally different field for Magic for those some of those borderless cards, which is crazy. Very science fiction looking. We've got our first place foil cards, which are this very very bright gold border foils that you're gonna see in your collector boosters. And Chris, did you say they're coming out of play boosters as well?
They're definitely in the box topper from
Oh,
Play Booster boxes.
yeah, so I understand now. Does this have box toppers this time around?
Yes, so we cracked some yesterday for the shop.
Yeah, so as you're looking for the gold foil cards, or sorry, the first place foils. So whenever you get a box of collector boosters or a box of play boosters, you will have a box topper. And that box topper is going to include one of the first place foil lands. And it's going to have one of the first place foil, essentially a subset of the rare mythics and of the special guest cards are going to be available in those gold first place foils. You can also get one in if you pick up uh, the bundle, the special bundle, the first place or finish line bundle, sorry, the finish line bundle, that will have a set of the lands will be in first place foils. So you'll get one of each of the lands in first place foils. Plus, it also has a box topper that has the first place foil cards. I think that's the only place you could find them.
Very cool. And on the note of the Secret Lair team stuff, the special guest is from the Secret Lair team, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Art?
your special guest is also back and in this set. So those are done by some secret layer artists and things like that this time around. And then I mean, there's also the last treatment that we didn't even really mention, which is the serialized cards. Which again is one serialized card. That's the headliner again. They're doing that for the Aether Spark, are they not, Greg?
Yeah, Aether Spark this time around is the headliner. So there's 500 serialized Aether Spark cards you can find. So find it. It's probably gonna be worth a fair bit.
Let's talk mechanics. Are there any new mechanics in this set, or maybe some mechanics we've seen before that they've rebranded to be on theme for the set?
Yeah, so I could take this one. So there are a few different mechanics that have shown up, mostly related to the theme of the set. The first is start your engines is one of the big ones. So when a creature or artifact or land comes in that has start your engines, you set your speed to 1. So you have a little speed counter. It's almost like energy. And then whenever a opponent loses life during your turn, you increase your speed by 1. And there are cards that will trigger effects if you hit max speed, which is 4, or you increasing things based on what your speed currently is. You'll also see a mechanic called exhaust. So cards will have abilities that you can use, but you can use only once. So you may have something that has, pay a red, do X, or if it's an exhaust, pay a red, do X. You can do that once with that instance of the card. After that, you cannot use the ability again. Not quite a new mechanic, but something that has reappeared in this set is vanilla creatures and legendary vanilla creatures. So it's rather strange, but yeah, you're gonna find legendary creatures that have nice, high-end stats, but they don't do anything else. They're just a legendary creature, a nice stat box, and no additional text. So that's kind of strange to see. But there are also cards that benefit from vanilla creatures. So something to look at.
Nice. That's all because of the revisit to Muraganda as a plane. Muraganda's kind of the vanilla plane. So it's kind of a callback, which is fun.
Okay, that's cool. So we already touched on products a little bit with collector boosters and play boosters, of course, both having box toppers. And I think we should mention that the buy a box promo this time around is an extended art Lifecraft engine. So that should be pretty cool for anybody who's picking up a sealed box. Um, so last set didn't have any commander decks. Does this set have commander decks? Are we back?
So the commander decks are back and in full swing. These commander decks are absolutely stacked. I've been looking at them, and there's a whole bunch of great reprints and some really amazing new cards coming. So it's nice to see reprints like the Scarab God and Rot Hulk getting its first reprint ever. Um, and then also like Panharmonicon, Refitter's Foundry, Absolute All Stars like Academy Runes is getting a reprint in the energy deck. Some great themes as well that everybody loves. This is our third energy deck in the last 2 years. So there's been a lot of support for that theme. And then also another zombie is a classic theme that everybody's always looking for more of. Everybody loves Wilhelm, so he's getting a little bit more support here.
Excellent. And Greg, you already mentioned that there's 2 different types of bundles. And you did a box opening for one? What was that like?
Yeah, we did a box opening for them. I'm hoping to get the video posted here. You'll see it around the same time this video goes up. But essentially, if you're looking to open a couple of booster or a couple of collector boosters, and you see the option of getting a finish line bundle, just get the finish line bundle is what I'd recommend. So the difference is in your regular bundle, most people have, at some point, if you've been playing for a while, you've probably opened a bundle. So there's your 9 Aetherdrift boosters, or Aetherdrift play boosters. You've got promo card that comes in it. There's a Lumbering World Wagon. I believe it's a promo card. You get 40 basic lands. You get a couple little reference cards. You'd spin down die, and then you get your card storage box. Pretty standard stuff for a play bundle. The finish line bundle is a bit different. It's amped up a bit. So you get 6 play boosters. So you get less play boosters, but you do get 2 collector boosters included as well. You get 20 basic lands, 15 of which are traditional foil lands. And then the other 5 are, as I mentioned earlier, they're the first place finish foil lands. So you get 5 of the special, gold lands. You get 3 finish line bundle promo cards. And essentially it's one of each of the raceways, and I believe they're alternate art from what you get in a normal set. So you get full art, foil, raceways, one of each. You do get a box topper, so there's going to be another one of your finish line gold lands, and then another card that you can find. There's 5 stickers, so you get one of each mana symbol as a tire, as a sticker. You get an oversized spin down die, which has sort of a racing theme to it. It's got a little checkered flag kind of feel to each of the sides. And then, of course, you get your storage box. So a little more content. Again, if you're looking to crack a couple collector boosters anyway, you might as well just, if you can, get the finish line bundle and get all the extras as well. So it's quite worth it. Both bundles are a lot of fun. Having a storage box to put the cards that you pull for this set is always a good plus anyway. And it's a great way just to pick up a few cards. So yeah, some nice options.
Awesome. So this is always my favorite part of these primers is, what are you guys looking forward to? What's the cards that have you intrigued, and that you really want to add to your own collections? Kyle, you want to kick us off?
Absolutely. So there's some wonderful shout outs to old Magic cards in this set that are really neat. For instance, there's some vehicles that are homages to older cards. The Last Ride is a great example. It's a Death Shadow, but it's now on a vehicle, so that gives a different aspect to play that I'm excited about. For instance, the what was it the beetle that's it's a dung beetle, but it's a dirty beetle or something like that, and it comes in and it drains your opponent. It's basically a big siege rhino. So those kinds of things, those old homages, in a new way, gives a new aspect to play, and I'm really excited about that. So looking forward to those kind of cards.
How about you, Greg? What are you looking for?
I mean, it's the same. There's all kinds of neat little commons and uncommons. I'm sure I'll find a way into a lot of my decks. In terms of some of the big splashy things, I'm really hoping to find an Aether Spark at some point, because I do have a couple equipment decks. Having a Planeswalker that's also an equipment is such a strange thing to have. And I think it's going to work well if you have an equipment deck that can auto equip this thing. There's the Speed Demon, which is a creature that will, at the end of your turn, drains you for your speed, but lets you draw cards for your speed, which is exactly what I want to be doing in Black. I want to pay life for resources, and I'm sure anyone who has a shouldered on table is going to be, quite happy to be basically getting those cards for almost no cost, if not a benefit. Um, there's the homunculus, Vinlixt, which looks like he has quite a potential ability. Loot, the Pathfinder, essentially he's a callback to some of the Power 9 cards. He's got some exhaust abilities that let you do some of the things that they did. And yeah, so there's a lot of other really, really interesting artifacts, creatures, all rarities that I think are going to be a lot of fun. There is an artifact that's essentially a birthing pod. So you can have a lot of fun there, just swapping out your artifacts for new toys. So yeah, some good stuff. I'm looking forward to cracking a few more packs. I'm certainly looking forward to playing this in Limited and in Commander.
Nice. So speaking of playing, last but not least, what events do we have, Kyle? I think we've got a big slew of events for this set. So what can we look forward to, and when can we attend them?
Absolutely. There is a full lineup upcoming for different ways to play Aetherdrift and check it out. So we've got our pre-release events start on the 7th. So that's this Friday at 6 p.m. That's going to be 52.50 taxes in, thanks to our promotion that's going on at the moment. So, and then we've also got events on February 8th at 11 and 4. So that's a repeat, 52.50, taxes included, and that's you're gonna get 6 packs of Aetherdrift to open. We'll play 3 rounds. It's so much fun. Pre-release is my favorite. A week after that, on the 14th, that's Friday the 14th, we'll do a release day draft. So that'll start at $35, taxes in. Plus, if you're not as interested in the limited, we've got our pole position commander party. That one is happening on February 22nd. So that one is upcoming as well. And then on March the 15th, we're going to have another commander party. So those ones are $5 to get in. And I always give out some cool promos and things like that at those. And then we've also got our store championship that is happening on March the 8th. So stay tuned for all of the upcoming events that are on the way.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some more of these cards and seeing everybody in attendance. So hope we'll see everybody starting this Friday at our pre-release, and we'll see you at the finish line.